Hello, it's John. Welcome. Today we are having a conversation with renowned professional artist Kasia Wiercinska, live from Norway. I've got her here. I'll bring her in very, very shortly. Today we're going to be talking about so many different things. We're going to be having a look at some of Kasia's artworks that she's been doing recently, some in workshops in other countries around the world, like America. We're going to be finding out all about that. Also, she's prepared some paintings for an upcoming exhibition that she's been going to be doing in her home country of Norway, but also in Poland as well. And we're going to be talking about an exhibition that she's going to in Italy as well. So many different things to discuss. Then on top of that, we're going to be talking about an upcoming art series that we're going to be doing with Cassie. We've done a few with her in the past and they've been really super fun. We did a plein air with her in London as well, which if you haven't had a look at that, go and check out our video library and check that out. It was really, really fun. Also had a celebrity spot there as well, which was amazing. But we've got an amazing series that we've got planned. We're doing some really cool things this year with different series. In fact, Amit Kapoor, we're going to be doing plein airs with him in Bruges and Florence and Prague and things like that. Loads and loads of stuff coming up. So do check out our events, our upcoming events tab on our website to see what is coming up so that you don't miss it. Right, let's say hello to Kasia. She's here now. Hi, Kasia. How are you?
Hi everyone, good to see you, and thank you, John, for inviting me. I'm really happy to share all the news with you and also show you a few of my new paintings.
Oh, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Now, first of all, first off, you tried running an art workshop in New York of all places, which
Yeah.
can be a bit of a scary place to go and visit because there's so much going on. But how did you find it? Was it fun?
It was super fun. It was really nice. It was quite scary maybe at the beginning because it was my first time in US and first time in such like huge city. So it was really amazing, but like the energy of the place was incredible. And I actually find it like very cozy. Even though there were so many people, it was so nice to just sit and paint. So it was amazing, amazing experience. I have some paintings that I wanted to show you as well from this
Oh,
time.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And you're also working on an upcoming exhibition. Tell me a bit more about that.
Yes, so that's my project is a little bit secret for now, so don't
Oh,
tell
okay.
anyone.
So don't tell
Yes, but
anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody, everyone.
don't tell anyone. So I'm working on a series of paintings with different cities. It's like city panorama, and I'm working on big size, so that's full sheet, full watercolor sheet, so 56 by 76. And the plan is to have 10 different cities, 10 different like panoramic views. And I wanted to combine it with poetry because I have a friend who's poet and she's also a traveler. So I thought it will be amazing to combine like our passion to like traveling and finding like the spirit of the place, plus my paintings and her poetry about the place. So it will be, I think, really amazing project. And yeah, I'm really excited about having this collaboration project because I've never done something like that before.
That's a little bit like these pop singers do. They write the
Mm.
songs, but then they have a lyricist, and you're doing a similar
Oh
thing with
yes,
your
that's true.
art
Yeah.
and your poetry. Yeah, really, really good. That's so good. I love these collaborations going on around the world. It's really great.
Mm.
So fascinating to see that. So yeah, why don't we jump in and show? I think everybody's going to be really curious to have a look at some of the art. So you've got your overhead camera. Let me show everybody that now. And so I imagine these are some of the paintings from New York.
Yes, so those four I have here, the smaller ones, they are from New York. So this one is the painting that I painted during the workshops. So we were just, like there, it was very windy day, so it was quite crazy. But yeah, amazing views. So we could focus on the buildings in the background and also capture this bridge. So really amazing view. And the main subject was like to simplify this like amazing, like crowded and busy background of like so many buildings, something very new, I think, in my art. So it was really amazing day, and I can show you a few different paintings. They have, I think, the same subject all of them. So like very high buildings and like very crowded streets, a lot of things happening, like people, cars, lights, everything together. So I really had fun with like very, very thick paint, creating some reflections and also using some opaque paint. So white and a little bit yellow, straight from the tube, very, very thick paint.
Any chance you could hold them up slightly closer to the camera so we can see a little bit more detail on the paintings? That would be,
Like this?
yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And that's the one. I think this one is my favorite from that day. And I was painting this one. There was this 6-year-old little girl, and she was just walking by. She stopped. She looked at my painting, and she said, "Oh, it looks exactly like New York City."
Oh, that's
And I was
lovely.
so happy. Yeah, it was very honest. It was very honest because she said she was just living like a few blocks away. So yeah,
Oh
it
wow.
was the
Oh wow.
best compliment.
And so you were stood on the sidewalk, as they say in America, and you were painting this. And were there lots of people passing you? Because obviously it looks quite busy in that painting. So
Yes, there were a lot of
wow.
people passing, really a lot. Many people just stopped and looked for what I'm doing. But to be
Yeah.
honest, not that many people. I think in New York, what I really like everyone was, doing their own stuff. There were people singing on the streets, talking, walking, like reading. So I think it wasn't that different, that weird that I was just sitting there and painting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
many people ask something, but still, I was expecting a little bit more. I thought I'll be like overwhelmed.
Okay.
But it wasn't that bad.
They've got places to be in New York.
Hmm.
Everyone's very busy, so that was probably the
Yes, yes,
expectation.
yes. And maybe they are just used to that, you know.
Yeah.
People just do their own stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
doing their own stuff. No, yeah. Oh,
yeah. So those four, the small ones, are from New York. And now I can show you a few different places. So this one is the city I live in right now. So that's Oslo. And that's one of my favorite subjects. So long reflections and rainy day. So that's something I really like.
yeah, you
Um,
love doing it when the water's on the ground. You love
yes,
bringing water into
yes.
play. And
Definitely. I love it. You know why? Because, imagine this painting with just a concrete here or just like asphalt or something, only gray. It's so boring. Nothing interesting happening there. So I just do it to create a little bit more of like magical feeling and to fill it with more colors. So I think that's probably, yeah, why I do it.
yeah,
And I really like how we can have a light not only here on the object, but also on the reflection, yeah, another like source of light. So I think it's very magical in the painting. And this artwork is line and wash technique. So you can see maybe here in this corner, you can see a pen drawing. And after this pen layer, we fill it with watercolor. I say we because this one I painted during the workshops. It was like demonstration painting during workshops here in Oslo.
lovely, lovely. And do you do that quite regularly, Cassia? Do you do your workshops in Norway?
Yes, yes. So actually, a few months ago, I launched my own studio.
Oh, wow.
So now I have space just for me, and I'm so happy to have it. Yes, and I have my workshops, we can say like 3 times a month right now. But those are like physical workshops, so in the studio. Yes, and online I have with you, John. So we've already done a few before, and we're going to launch something also this year.
Yeah, yes, of course, which we'll tell everybody about a bit later. And also, we've got a bit of a surprise as well. We're going to be launching a class for all our patrons as well. So I'll say a little bit more about that later. Right. So this, oh, sorry, you've got another painting there I can see. So let's have
Yes, I have a lot.
a
I mean, I have like 10 left, maybe. I don't know.
No, that's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. Because I know we're going to be
Uh,
talking a little bit about this exhibition thing as well. So,
oh, yes.
um, so,
Yes. Yeah.
so, so whereabouts is that painting?
So this one is painted in Poland during Urban Sketchers Festival last year, in August, I think. And this is like the main square of the city, Świdnica. And it was amazing festival, urban sketching festival. There was like, I don't know how many, but few hundreds of people just in the city sketching. So it was really amazing for people like me who just love, going outside and painting. It was just like heaven,
Oh man.
really. Yes.
Oh.
This view, I think you, John, you can recognize. Do you
Richmond.
know where? Yes.
Richmond.
Yes. Yes. I think I painted this one day before or day after the planner painting that we created together. So it was like the same trip. Very nice day. I remember very warm, and I was just sitting there painting with my hat because the sun was crazy.
I know it was very, very hot time. And were you quite near the pub there? Because they've got a lovely pub on the river in Richmond near the
Yes,
bridge.
yes,
Really lovely.
beautiful. And it was so many people that day. I think it was weekend because, or maybe always there are so many
There
people.
are. They always
Oh, yeah.
just camp on the side. Yeah, we love our pubs in England. We love our
Yes,
pubs.
and I love them too.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you.
And another one, it's a Norwegian cottage, we can say. So this view, I painted this from one gallery close to Oslo. I was there just visiting and seeing the exhibition, and then with my friend, we just went outside. We took the paints and we just started painting. So it was like very spontaneous day. Yeah, really amazing to have such a nice souvenir from a day.
Yeah, really nice. I love your painting style. It's very dreamy in effect
Mm,
because you use a lot of the sort of the haziness and the dilution around the focal point. So the focal point is really nice and
mm.
crisp, but then you use a lot of that, and it creates a lovely dreamy effect to your paintings.
Mm, thank you. I think that's probably one of my main ideas for the painting. I really like to tell the story. So I focus on something. So I choose my focal point and then I create the background. So I don't really, I'm not focusing on details like here, for example. This is not a story about the grass. It's a story about the cottage.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I try to simplify everything around to make this only like a nice light background for the story that's happening here.
yeah,
Also, it makes it easier to create a painting very quickly because this one, I think it took me like 1 hour to create it. And imagine if I was like focusing on every single detail, it would be impossible to finish in 1 hour. So I
yeah,
think that's also why I do it.
yeah. No, great. Now I can see there's a much bigger painting behind this one. And is this one of the
Yeah.
ones that you're focused on for the exhibition?
Not yet,
Not
but we
yet.
can jump to
Oh,
those,
okay,
or we
okay.
can first talk
No,
about
no,
this
no, it's
one.
fine. It's fine. Um, oh,
That's the
actually,
one
yes, I
from
can see
Bologna.
there's a much bigger one even behind this one. So we're going up
Yes.
the super side. Um, yeah, so whereabouts is this Italy?
Yes, that's Italy. That's Bologna. So that's the place of one of the biggest watercolor festivals in the world. It's called Fabriano in Acquarello. It's happening this year in April. So I'm going there. I'm a leader of Norway for this exhibition. And there will be, I think, about 1,000 watercolor paintings on the exhibition. So
Oh my
really
God.
amazing event. I remember last year, I was painting this view last year, just, there on the street. It was so amazing, like this energy, all those watercolor artists. Some of them only from Instagram, and you go there and you meet everyone. Yeah, really amazing, amazing.
I had the opportunity of going to Bologna a few years ago, and I know
Mm.
exactly where that space is. And in fact, actually, I think
Oh,
we had lunch or something on because I remember those big columns, just
mm.
amazing. And I understand that you're going to be demoing an art class in front of quite a few people.
Yes, that's quite stressful. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I got to this top masters group this year, and I'm going to perform a demo painting. And I don't know this year, but last year it was in this auditorium with like over 100 people, and they also recorded that. Yes, so last year when I was there, I was thinking like, no way I can ever do it. Like no way I can and no way they let me do it. But this year, well, I applied and I got a place. I'm very proud of myself and I'm very stressed. Yes.
Proud and
Very
stressed
nervous.
at the same time. Well, no, that's
Yeah.
amazing. You've got to always push yourself if and you seem to be
Yes, that's
experimenting
true.
with so many different
Mm,
things. And I know you'll be absolutely fine. But when you get there, it's probably more nervous before the event, but you'll feel great after
yeah.
it. You'll feel really,
Mm.
I think it'll be
Yeah, I
lovely.
hope so. I need to practice at home because I need to do it in 1 hour. The demo is 1 hour.
Right.
So I think I'll be just practicing at home. Maybe I'll just paint 10 times this painting. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll be fantastic. Oh, you have such a lovely time. That's great. So, from Bologna onto the exhibition in Norway and Poland. So let's have a look at this.
Yes. So that's I have three paintings here. They are bigger size, so you don't really
Yeah,
see
they're
all
huge.
of it. Yes, they are quite big size. So that's full sheet, 56 by 76. So I'm using big brush, a lot of water. So that's something I really love. So the idea for the exhibition to have is to have like different cities and panoramic view. So not maybe view from above, but like here from I don't know, just from a distance. Yes. So first one, I don't know if you do you want to guess, John? What's the town,
I
or do you
was
want me to tell?
initially I was thinking Florence, but I don't think it is because it doesn't have that
Not exactly.
hill.
A little bit up north. A
Oh,
little bit.
a little bit. Oh, go on, tell me.
Okay. So this one is Prague in Czech Republic.
Oh, it's because it doesn't have the bridge in. I think if you put the bridge in,
Oh yeah. So the bridge is actually starting here on the edge. I don't know if you see.
yes, on the left
It's
side.
way too big
See,
paper.
had I seen that, I would have immediately
So
guessed Prague.
it's
So,
starting here, but I only have a little bit of that because I don't know. I just prefer the composition with the
yeah,
reflection and the river. Yes, so I didn't put that much of the bridge. So, but hopefully some people recognize. But even if not, I think for me that's fine because I didn't want these paintings to be like very obvious. You know, I wanted to maybe discover something unique about the place and so people can look at maybe a day or city like from different perspective. So even if you cannot guess, I think that's okay. That's the idea as well to
yeah,
show
yeah. No,
you.
that's good. Great.
Okay, another one.
I love the palette choice in that, and it looks like you've got
Hmm.
you use the reds quite a bit. I think is that because of the colors of the roof t
Yes,
tiles? Yeah,
yes. So when I start painting, I try to simplify my color palette. I do like a quick sketch with different colors. And I try to choose maybe two, three main colors that will be there and maybe something for focal point. So here I added a little bit of this yellow, let's say just yellow, that's yellow ochre mixed with burnt sienna. So this one, just to emphasize that this place is a little bit special, has a little bit different color, but the rest has this red combined with brown and orange. And also like this dirty turquoise, we can call it. That's a turquoise mixed with Payne's gray. Yeah, so those two colors, the main colors in the palette. And I painted that from like few different photos that I took when I was there. And you know, we had like this blue sky, and that was a question if I want to add the blue sky or not. And then I decided just keep it simple because I think the blue sky will just steal the focus from the buildings. So I decided to keep it simple. And
yeah,
for now, it's simple. Maybe I'll change that later. I don't know. But I really enjoy the painting process here. You can see that I have a lot of this brush work that I'm just like smudging all the buildings. I think you can see it
yes.
maybe even better here. Yeah. So I painted that quite precisely. Then I took a big brush with not super wet, like half wet, half dry, and I just smudge everything up. And
Right.
also here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely effect, but you have to be quite brave and confident to do that,
Mm,
I imagine, after you've painted
yeah.
a detailed thing to do that. But yeah, it's worked really well.
I think being brave is something that I'm learning while I'm keep painting because it's very, very important, I think. And when I see other artists, like making mistakes and fixing that, I'm like, wow, that's the spirit you need to have to paint, that just not to be afraid, especially with watercolor. It's such unpredictable medium that, you need to let it go at some point because otherwise you just keep being frustrated.
Yeah.
I think that's something I'm really discovering. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, the next one.
Okay, let's move a little bit to the south
Okay.
and to the west.
Okay. And to the west.
Do you want to guess?
Oh, I mean, is this in Italy?
No.
Oh,
However, it
okay.
does look a little bit Italian. Maybe if you see these blue tiles here.
Anybody want to guess on the live stream? Come on, help me out here. Come on. Somebody have a guess.
So blue tiles, blue and white tiles on the buildings, orange roofs, and well, this tower, I think it is quite recognizable, but I don't know. It's not like the main building in the city. So again, it's not like super obvious, I think.
Portugal.
Yes, yes,
There we
yes,
go. Christina and Karen. Well done. Well done. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you
Well
for helping
done.
me out.
Yes, that's Porto in Portugal.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go.
I love the city. That's the first city of Portugal that I saw. I used to live in Portugal for 6 months during my studies, and it was the first city that I saw, and I was like, wow, it was like so amazing. I think like, like the views and the sounds and the smells and the taste, like everything was so new. So I really fell in love with the country and the city. So it was for a long time, it was on my to-do list to paint more of Portugal. So I'm really excited to have this town also as one of those 10 towns for the exhibition. I think it will have really nice story written by my friend, my poet friend.
So when you present these, so are they going to have the poem next to the artwork? Is that how you're?
I think so. So for now, I started, we can say I already have 4 paintings, so it's not completed yet. But the idea is to have the painting and then have a story. And I think that I used to have exhibitions when the story was only like description of the painting, like few sentences about what's there. And
Yeah.
here I wanted to have more like collaboration of 2 artists. So I wanted the poems to be, as important as the painting. They will be obviously smaller because the painting is big size, plus the frame, it will be big. But still, I wanted maybe also to frame it. I'm not sure yet how, but yes, I wanted really to have it as a poetry exhibition together with watercolor. Yeah.
Yes, I'm something in my head is saying, what about projecting the
Oh,
words?
maybe. That's also a good
Because I
idea.
was, I
Yeah.
was maybe even project. I think this would be too confusing for the eye, but projecting it over
Hmm.
the painting, but then fading it away so that the
Oh,
painting then comes out.
wow. That's like
But
another art, video art.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yes, but I'm very excited about, like sharing different kind of arts with people. I think that's my plan for this year to explore a little bit more like different arts and to see what I can learn from sculpture, for example. That's something we talked before.
oh yes, we'll
From
come on to that.
poetry. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, no,
So I'm
yeah.
very excited about this
Yeah.
project.
Karen says, just love this painting. It's so atmospheric. Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Right, next one.
Okay, so next one is something that
Oh.
you can also recognize, John.
I can finally recognize this one. Yes, that must be St. Paul's, I would imagine.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So and that's coming from the Tate Modern, I think, because that's the bridge
Yes,
that you
exactly.
walk
Mhm.
over. Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
that's the view that I painted last year when I went to London. I painted this like few times already, like 3 times, I think. However, not night view. So I had my different paintings as like a study, we can say, for this one. And then I combined that with some night view photographs, and that's what happened. Yes. So the idea for this painting was to create quite a lot of contrast. So you can see like very warm colors and very cold colors in the background. Also like very precise, super like realistic and super loose that you can even say that's, like almost like an abstract or like,
Yes.
super, super loose. And also very thick paint. So everything here, if you look at closely, it's like super thick paint, even straight from the tube. And everything here on the edge is very, very loose and light. So here I used a lot of water.
And you talk about the abstract. I thought that with the first one you showed actually as well, the one in Prague,
Yes.
it was
Mm-hmm.
quite, almost quite abstract with some of
Mm-hmm.
the rooftop forms. Now, one of the questions I've got here is with a, a piece of paper or a canvas that is so large, and you're working with watercolor, how do you keep the consistency of the dampness and water across the whole thing when you're painting such a massive, because you'll be painting something and it'll dry over that side and then it'll be wet over here. Is that quite a challenge?
It is definitely. But what I do, one, I don't care that much. Even if something dries, I said that's okay, I just do it differently. So that's something I really I made this decision before I started painting those artworks that one, I have my idea, but two, I just improvise and I just like watercolor do its magic. So that's one thing. And the second, like very practical, I have this big spray that I use for flowers, that you spray the plants at home.
Yes.
So I have this big spray and I just spray it every few minutes to keep it moist for a very long time. So that's, I think, that's a good tip to use when you paint and you want to keep your paper wet for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a good tip. Karen said, beautiful. Karen said, love the color palette and the use of the complementary colors. Karen said, does Cassia use very heavyweight paper as it's so large so it doesn't dry so quickly? So does that help as well using heavyweight paper?
Yes, probably it helps as well. This one is 300 grams, so it's not that heavy yet. However, I wouldn't use like 200 probably for this size. However, 300 for me it's enough. If you have like 600, then it will probably stay more like flat, completely flat when you paint. This one, when I paint, it goes a little bit like bubbly. But for me, that's fine.
Yeah. And
So yeah.
Karin Van Pottick said, how did you keep the whites in that painting?
In the London one.
Mm,
So this one, to be honest, if you look at this one, it doesn't have that much of white. It actually, I don't know if there is any like pure white. There are only like lighter tones, like here, a little bit here.
yeah.
So that's something I just had to remember to, keep it light.
Yeah.
But I also use a lot of washing. That's one of my very, very favorite technique. So with my brush, when I wet it and I dry it, and then I just try to erase the paint. And I do it a lot. So everything you see here, the light that's here, all those light lines, and here, everything is just washed out. I do it a lot. And also the stuff here in the corner, those shapes, you can even see like the size of my brush. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's just
Yeah.
washed. Yeah, so
Wow.
that's what I do. And I also use a little bit of white paint, but I also use it in like tiny, tiny little details. So little dots that you can see here, it's white paint, but mixed with yellow because I wanted to have like very warm color. So I added a little bit of cadmium yellow and white straight from the tube. So no water, straight from the tube, very thick. And I added those tiny details, like tiny little dots here.
And we've got another question. If you lift out a lot, does it mean that you use non-staining colors?
Well, it's hard to say. I have the different ones. I have ones that are, transparent, some that I called semi-transparent and permanent and semi-permanent or something. Most of the time I just improvise. And when you do it, when it's wet, then you can, even erase it to white color of paper. So it's quite easy to do when it's wet with like all the paints, I think. When it's already dry, it's a little bit harder, but if you get like very hard brush, I use acrylic brushes for that. That it's possible, but sometimes you need to be like super brutal with your paper and you need to have good paper. Like this one, here I'm using Arches. And what I really like is even with like a lot of washing, it still stays really nice and you don't destroy your paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a few things to keep in mind.
No, that's really great. Christina said, fantastic paintings. Love the way you paint, Kasia. And on that note, Christina, I've got a great little announcement for an upcoming series. So, what we've been discussing with Kasia, an upcoming series, art series that you can join, and we're going to be launching it on Shopkeep Arty at some point in the near future. Time to be yet decided. But what we're going to be doing is something slightly different. So normally with our art series, we'll do 4 classes and usually over a month, one a week, something like that. But what we're going to do is so the focus, having spoken with Cassia, and I'd love your feedback, see whether you like what we're talking about, because Cassia has been focusing quite a lot on cities and urban things. And also, I'm quite intrigued about trying to explore the use of perspective and maybe different angles. So when we hosted Amit Kapoor the other week, sometimes he's looking down on the city or so what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 classes per month over 3 months. So it may be the first 2 Tuesdays of a month or something like that. And in one of those classes, so let's just take a month. In one of those classes, we're going to be doing the sketching. And the sketching will be to look at the perspective. We'll get quite, not necessarily detailed, but we'll cover a lot of the theory about things, but it'll be looking at a certain angle for that townscape. And we'll use different places and locations, obviously. But so on one, we might be looking down. On another, we might be actually looking almost at street level up, and then one at normal eye level. And we're going to sketch different scenes, different towns. And so in the first 1 hour class, we will do the sketching and talk about that and work through that with you. And then in the second class, we'll then be adding the color and the dynamism through the use of watercolors. So in total, it'll be 2 hours that we'll have to invest on a painting, probably over those 2 weeks, 2 classes. And then the following month, we'll do the next painting. So we'll do 3 paintings in total, the sketch and the painting. I think I've explained that correctly. Did I miss anything out there, Cassia?
No, I think all is good. If you want,
Okay.
I can add some comments, but I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely
Yeah.
uh yeah.
I mean, what if you can add anything? I think we're obviously going to be talking in more depth, and we'll launch it on our events page on Shopkeep Party once we've pinned everything down. But that's the general overview of what we're going. But would love your feedback for those watching this live. Does that sound like something that you'd be super excited about doing, Cassia?
Yes, absolutely, because having like 2 sessions for one painting also gives me opportunity to share a lot of my thoughts and how I build composition and everything. So I think if we have this 1 hour for doing the sketch and maybe we can sketch it with pen as well, we can talk about, how different perspective and changing composition like changes the mood of the painting because it's like completely different where you place the elements, what kind of perspective you use. So those are some decisions that you need to make. If you join the workshop, someone already made this decision for you. But I would like to explain to you like how I decide on those stuff. So composition and perspective, that will be the main focus. And then the second class, we can talk about colors, about using thick and wet brush, and creating all this atmosphere using like different color temperature and colors. So I think that's quite exciting that we can share like so many different subjects during those 2 classes.
Brilliant, brilliant. Karin said, love the idea. Christina said, I'm on. And Christina also said, if you miss one of the classes, the video, question mark. And yes, the video will be included in the price. We haven't obviously launched it yet because we've only just agreed this. But once we've got everything done, we'll create the page on Shopkey Party. You'll be able to link to it from the events page. We'll obviously send, if you're on our weekly newsletter, which goes out every Saturday, we'll obviously be sending the details on the newsletter as we approach that date. We've got some amazing, as I said right at the start, we've got some amazing series classes coming up. These ones with Kasia, which is a little bit different. These two every month, but one with Amit Kapoor coming up soon, which will be very different because we're going to be joining him live in Bruges, Prague, Florence, and somewhere else I can't remember. And then also we've got Howard Jones. We're going to be doing one on seasons where we're going to be looking at palettes around different seasons. We're going to obviously spring, summer, autumn, winter, but what palettes he uses around those seasons, and doing classes around that. So some amazing things. These ones with Kasia, I can't wait. We'll pin down which towns or cities. We might vary the size of them as well. Don't really know. We'll work with Kasia on that and then let you know once that becomes available. Anita says that sounds awesome. Well, great. Sounds like we've made the right decisions there, Kasia. Anyway, so
That's good.
that's good.
Good to know.
Right, and then I said that we'd have a surprise today. So this is just for the month of February. So we did, I think I mentioned earlier, we did a series with Kasia last year, and it was a 4-part series, and we did a number of different things. And the first episode that we did, we focused on the ocean, on waves, and painting the dynamism and the energy of crashing waves. And so today, what we're doing is I'm literally going to do it right now. Where we've now launched those for all of our patrons. So if you're a patron at any level, you can now watch that. So if you head over to our events page, there's a link, play the video, and you can watch that episode and experience that. And hopefully you'll enjoy. But that's going to be up and available to watch for the entire month of February. And on top of all that, so on our RT Unlimited site, as some of you may know, which is a new site that we're sort of building up, we're launching exclusives on original artworks. So we've featured Howard Jones with some of his artwork, and Marvin Chu is going to be launched. Some of his artworks, original pieces, are going to be launched this month. But we've also had a chat with Kasia, and we're going to be launching some paintings with her. And if you do take part in that class, painting that ocean wave, Kasia, one of the originals that Kasia is going to be selling, which will be coming soon, so look out for that, is that painting that you will watch it taking shape. So we're going to actually be selling the original of that class. So we're going to launch some originals and some prints from Kasia. Watch this space. Kasia, so much stuff. I can't believe it. But just really, really amazing, all the things that you're doing. I'm really good luck in Bologna. That sounds really, really great. I hope you don't get too nervous, but I know you'll be fab. I'm sure all the feedback will be great. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been really, really lovely to join you.
Thank you so much. I was really happy to share everything that I have in my mind, and I have so many ideas. So yeah, I'm really glad that I could share it and maybe inspire some of you to also create some projects or cooperation with poetry. Who knows? Yeah, so that's really nice that we can, create this community and share things with each other.
Thank you so much. Well, a big round of applause from me. I'm sure everybody has really appreciated it. Thank you again. And until next time, remember to check out our events page and see when that series is coming so that you don't miss it. Thanks, Kasia.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Have a good day, everyone.